G'day YouTube, here in the graveyard, old time expired firefighting equipment, along with the spare hardware which comes with Chinese pumps. We now find the 19mm hose, which used to be hard brass clamp connected to the Wormold Brothers Proprietary Limited. Oopsie, got to go the other way for that one. Simplex. World War II vintage water cannon, aka airport firefighter, which now has a Storts fitting to go on a Storts fitting on a 25mm fire hose, which has been filled with 2.5 litres of water. Sorry, 25 litres of water. 22 litres, because it's not 36 metres long. This hose is only about 32 metres long, because I used some of it for a different purpose. And now, yeah, we have a Storts fitting to that expensive brass nozzle. And like I said, that's all preloaded with water. So now the 130 litre airport firefighter or water cannon, depending on what you want to call it, it now, the 130 litres is augmented by another 22 litres already preloaded in the hose. We're sitting on about almost 130 psi, because we had a cold night last night, 8 degrees Celsius, and the tank hasn't warmed up yet because we've got a cold wind. So that is upgrade number 1 from yesterday. So now we have a couple of lengths of this 19mm hose, which are about to be employed between the pump and the tank, and also between the tank and, well, there's going to be a different pump on the other side of the tank, but it runs on a different system. Right at the moment, I just want to be able to set this up so I can run this pump sucking water through that blue hose, the pump running at full power, everything switched off, and the excess pressure and energy coming back out of the pump and going back up and into the tank, so that I'm not going to boil the water in the pump and cook the pump. So that's today's effort. So here come the upgrades, so come all ye upgrades, here come the upgrades to my water tank. Whee! Welcome to $250. The full power pressure relief valve, that's a different pile of money from a different day. Combat full power pressure relief valve come out of that pile of boxes there. Okay, all that on the cloth bag. I can fully install today. This particular mushroom and elbow bend, I can install it, but I'm lacking a 25mm male Storts connector to go in there. So, oh well, such is life. I'll take it as far as I can, and I can fit that to the pump, and I can connect that to probably that. Yeah, because that is already set up for the 4-meter short fill hose, which can also be used with a nozzle if it's necessary down at the bore pump. So we move our lead-weighted basket suction hose out of the way. We move our 2-meter 25mm safety hose with Storts fittings as a connector hose out of the way. Now we can see where we got to go and play. And I'm really hoping this is not going to get in the way. Otherwise, I will chop the bastard. Once more, we resort to the ancestral shifting spanner. Oh, lovely, lovely, lovely jubbly. Right, so first thing we've got to do is take this nut off. And this is when we find the Leatherman is actually a little bit handy. Not greatly handy because, yeah, it's got problems. And I could have used the shifting spanner, but yeah, look, one of the few applications to which a Leatherman makes good sense. Anyway, you do have to take that handle off. Yep, check. Flow valves off, yeah, should be okay. Yeah. And it's a really clever idea to put that bloody nut back on, so you can find it afterwards when you want to put the handle back on. Anyway, now we can beginneth to take the valve off, and once you get it to there, that's really all you need to do. So off comes the valve. Told you it was all live. And my first impression is that this is going to be okay, and I'm probably not going to have to cut and shut the carrying case or carrying frame. Add more pink tape that pretends to be silver grey. Screw it into place. And then assemble the pressure tower. Pretty sure I'm going to have to wind up with the nozzle pointing out this way. Okay, there we go. Now this little one, again, a job the Leatherman is actually capable of doing. It's pretty bloody interesting to try and film it though. Ouch. One of the things the Leatherman's also pretty bloody good at doing is scissoring yourself when you got your fingers in there trying to actually control the bastard with them. It's particularly good at pinching in a way that actually getting a conventional tool does not do to it. So yeah, Leatherman, better in the imagination of the marketing jism department and the keyboard warriors and the professional salespeople than it actually is when it comes to using the bloody thing. The real deal beats the shit out of a $250 isn't it a fancy thing to hang on your belt toy. And now this needs to go on, suitably tightened. How's that? And now back on with the valve. And I'm going to leave that there, I think. Or perhaps not. If we bring it down to there, then I can turn it on. So that's a little bit of customising, non-standardisation, huh? And now we go back to the dreaded clumsy ass. See, you wind up having to put a finger in there to control the bastard, and then it's really easy to squish the front one of them. Prick of a design. Looks really good in the brochure. Looks really good when somebody's opening it up and showing its features on camera. When you're actually using it, it can work, but you have to be really bloody wary about all of its shitty little mongrel bastard nasty habits. Right, so that's almost done. Just have to give it one of them. There, like that. Right, so now, in theory, when the pump's set up like that, and all of the 3 outlets are shut, and it's sucking water in, and it's putting 6.5 horsepower into the water, instead of just boiling the water in the bloody pump housing, what's going to happen is this little idiot spring is going to open up, and it's going to shoot that excess water out through here, up to there. So I can be off the other end of the hose line waiting for the ember attack to eventuate. The pump can be running at flat out full throttle combat power, and I'm not going to waste any water, and the worst I can do is very slowly heat up that water tank by putting 6.5 horsepower worth of mechanical energy into the water going in and coming back out. And I don't mind if I'm firefighting with slightly warm water. So that's that end of it. I've been fantasising about having one of them for quite a long time. Very pleased to see it installed. And for the curious, the absolute fire plan right at the moment is that this little short hose runs from the outlet with the pressure relief valve, and it'll turn the corner and then connect to a series of lay flat nylon hoses going over to a star picket tripod that'll be on top of that shipping container, and on top of that there will be the sled mounted 20mm sprinkler, so I can get as close to defending the tent as possible, while this tower here will be running off the 25mm outlet that does not have a pressure relief valve on it, and that leaves me with the 25mm 36-metre safety hose for actual running around with a hose, as well as the water cannon, which is another 32 metres of hose and 150 litres. So that's the interim plan until I get all of that plumbing set up, and that's going to be a whole lot more fancy dancy. And in an actual firefighting situation, that hose is going to be running from the tripod on top of the shipping container down the side of the shipping container, so I can just run over there and connect it onto a nylon lay flat at the time when it matters. Right, on with the job. After, I don't know, a banana smoothie, maybe. Banana. Chocolate flavoured protein powder. Moo juice at the ready. This is a tricky operation. Malt extract on top of the protein powder without getting it on the walls of the plastic. So I've got to let go of the camera. There you go, no more actually touching the inside of the magic bullet. There we go. And that's what you do when you haven't got teeth and you want to eat a banana. Making heavy going of it. Pulling 250 watts of AC through a 300 watt inverter. But we're getting there. They're little pieces of banana. But essentially I think it's just the turbidity of flow due to the thickness because of the protein powder. I'm prepared to drink it anyway. There we go. Lots of air entrapment in that. Welcome to lunch. Yeah. It warbles on a Lotville. Right. Back on to the job. And what we're going to need, I'm a-thinking, is that. Or at least that. With which to change the angle of the dangle of that there then. Like thus. So, there. Now, there we go. And gravity becomes an ally in preventing the feed pipe from becoming tangled or crimped. So yeah, that works. And now, to connect that up to there, it's time to break out the hole saw again. So, we play with the hole saw again and again. Okay, so that's now $200 at only $33 per hole for 3 plus 3. And it all worked pretty well. And there's only 2 more to go. Okay, mushroom tails dutifully trimmed. Okay, well, yeah, it looks a little bit like a Dalek. With its 3 connectors, 3 Phillips caps. Okay, there we go. 25mm feed line, 19mm return line from the pump's combat pressure relief valve, 19mm, which is going to run out around here. Over to the solar powered atmospheric pressure driven water pump to push about 100 litres a day from there through that and up into there. And then we will come up with overflows to the 2 buoy walls so that when this thing's full, the barometric pump can just cycle the water round and round from there up to there and back to there out through the overflow. So the solar pump will work, and in theory when that thing's full it'll just cycle the water backwards and forwards between those 2 tanks, and if that tank's full and that tank's full, I'll be able to shut that overflow off and run the overflow over to that tank. So this megalomaniacal plumbing system is progressing well. At the moment I'm pretty happy with it. It's more advanced today than it's ever been before. Now, guess who has to load dead bloody wood, weigh it, add it to the trailer, and make sure there's not any more than 450 kilograms when I get to town, because if it's over 480, they make you pay more to dump it. And according to the scales, I'll show you, one there and one there, with a couple of rope slings. That there, hurry up, you've got to be there in an hour, is a mere 232 kilograms. So I can add another 200 kilograms to that if I'm quick. I'll catch you later, because I have to put this shit to bed yet too. Okay, done. Oh, dear, oh dear, oh dear. I am very, very bloody pleased with this. I mean, it's not finished, but it's a whole lot more close to being finished than it was. And not only, but also, if we come over here, regarding that, this last bit of wood brings it to an extra 15 kilograms, which is 386.65 for the same $14 as I would have got 232 kilograms. So, last minute rush effort, but worth doing. And now, I've got to go. Warbles on a lot to YouTube. Ciao.